What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm yours truly, Zeke 4.0. And today, I have a little WWE Champions guide that I've created to help my Legionites and now you. Basically, what you need to know is your trainers. Your trainers are very vital in this game. They are very essential, and it's not that hard to comprehend what each trainer does. Now, I've got only 3 sections up right now because I feel these are the 3 sections that a lot of the upstart players need to know, and maybe intermediate journeyman players should be made re-aware, and obviously veteran players, they already know what they're doing. That's why they're number one. So this is what we're going to do. Basically, we're going to run down each group, and each group is vital, but I got them basically made like set up in like a tier of importance. So number one is going to be your MP trainers, move points. Move point trainers are trainers that you equip to your champions, and when the match starts up, they usually have like a little bit of like you get certain color moves will have a little spurt, like they'll have a little bit added on at right from the jump, even though you haven't done anything. And this also becomes very clear when you do tag matches, for instance, and you have a champion with an MP trainer on them, as well as the tag team links like SmackDown or Raw, and you'll see that okay, like you got like you're almost close to half the board, like you're already halfway to the full meter in a sense. So MP trainers are very crucial to have. Now, each color, we have 6 classes, meaning 6 colors, meaning 6 MP trainers, and this is who they are. For your black moves, you're going to want Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is very key to get. He is very essential. He is a great champion. He is God tier champion in himself alone. So that's more reason to pull him. For your blue, Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler is incredible with his shuffle the board. He switches the board up move. I really enjoy you running that. He's very good. He's a fun player to play with, and he has a great gear if you're able to get it that allows him to start off with more blue MP. So definitely try to get Lawler. Next up, we have Steel. Steel just got released, and Steel is by far one of the most valuable trainers, hands down. He made the guy, the next big thing, Brock Lesnar, basically the best in the freaking game, hands down. He's a very useful trainer, very, 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 very useful because there's so many people that have green moves and the very dangerous green moves. So definitely try to get your hands on Steel. Next up, we got Woods. Woods is also very powerful, very very good trainer. He's great for purple move sets. So definitely consider getting Woods as well. Sting, I feel, is the most elusive of the MP trainers, but he is worth it. He is not a good champion to fight with, but he is one of those champions that is worth it just in trainer ability alone because he is the red MP trainer. Lastly, we have Enzo. Enzo is the yellow MP trainer, and that basically gives all yellow moves a boost. So I'm gonna run down a couple of guys from each color that become very useful, become very powerful when you have these guys equipped to them. Okay, so for the black MP trainer, Wyatt, putting Bray on guys like Big Cass, putting Bray on guys like Roman Reigns or Batista, he makes those guys very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Cass with his blast gems and turning the reds real quick and getting the blast gems down on the board on the second turn is very deadly. The only thing about Cass's move is that Cass's thing ranges with the damage, which is very, very unfortunate, but he's still top tier because he is the only 2 turn powerhouse at the moment that can like get you done in. So Bray is your black. When it comes to Lawler, Lawler is very essential to having on Balor Club. He's very essential to having on UFSF and Stardust. He makes them very dangerous with their blue moves, and he's very very fast. He All of them are fast once you get them to 3-star silver. All trainers need to be 3-star silver and at over 5K to get the most out of their abilities. So always remember that. Followed by that, we got Steel, and there like with Steel, I'd say again, next big thing, Lesnar. It would have to be ADR can be done with it. Stardust can also be used. Tech Gold Dust is another. Diesel is another guy that Steel's great on. Um, Who else is somebody? I feel like I'm missing somebody, and I apologize. I've seen people use the steel for UFSF as well. I've seen it. I've seen that done before. But there's a lot of great guys that can be made good. Y2J, people say he's bad. I feel that with steel, it makes him viable. So I think that conversation is going to change a little bit if people start trying to play with him and resting with him. Because the one thing about some tier lists is, and I know this for myself, sometimes you go by influence alone. And so, like, you'll read off the tier list and you know you got a guy, but you never even used him before. So you don't even know if you like playing with him. So, sometimes it's better to apply the knowledge that you know, but also know yourself and who you really play with. Because there's no point in you putting these guys on champions that you don't even want to use. Like, I know people who do not like using the Miz, they can't stand him, but they have Enzo, and it's like, like that's the go-to move. But I also understand and respect, like, hey, if Miz isn't your favorite champion and you want to hold out for something better and put Enzo on somebody better, then I completely understand that in those regards. When it comes to Woods, I had Woods on AJ Styles for a while now. Before that, I had Woods on Alberto Del Rio, so I could get that choose move. Um, Woods is very vital. He's very good. You could put him on Bobby Roode. You could put him on Andre. Uh, Woods is definitely another good one. Sting is very great for Bray. Sting's also great for back to Woods real quick. Woods is also very good for Warrior. Ultimate Warrior can go the distance with Woods, and also I'm got to go back two times. Doink the Clown is very great with either steel or woods. So those are people I have missed out on. I've literally like, I had a brain fart on that Doink. And like, also shout out to my boys Jay Lettuce and Bendy One from A Lock Kingdom. My boys got Doink. That is so sick. I've already shared Mark Rangley's gameplay video for him and John Capitello's. Like, Doink is a monster, man. So these event champions are worth going after. I'm just going to. I'm sorry. I'm getting the player in me's getting out. I'm sorry. I got to get back on point. But that was awesome when I thought about Doink. But Sting makes Bray great. He makes Warrior great. He makes Cass good. He makes Reigns good. Batista. He just makes a lot of people good, man. Like, Sting's just, he's the most elusive, but he's the most. I feel like the people that you equipped into are like some of the by far most destructive guys, like heavy hitting guys out there. So definitely another guy for Sting and Bray both cover is Brock Lesnar PH. But I don't really speak on Brock Lesnar PH no more because the simple fact that Next Big Thing is out, and Next Big Thing is way better than Powerhouse Brock. And there's just been a lot of new powerhouses like Luger and Warrior that are made that just they just in cast that made like Powerhouse Lesnar like just drop down, drop down, drop down. So then you got with Enzo. Enzo goes great with Miz, like I said earlier. He's great on Andre. Uh, well, there's a couple people. HBK is dangerous with him. ABA Undertaker's dangerous with him. So definitely want to think about those guys. Next up, we got our gem generators. This is simple common sense. Gem generators generate gems. The more gems you have on the board of your color, the more you're able to do damage. The highest set amount of damage for a specific class. The more connections you're able to do for wild cards or 4-row breaks. So gem generators are necessary. Now, I got more than just the color gems here. I'm like, nah, I got everything. I'm trying to cover everybody. So again, this is a work in progress, but this is what I have right now. For your gem generators, this is who you're going to need. For your black gems, like for your Braves, you're going to need O'Neal. O'Neal is essential to Brock Lesnar and MBT. Next big thing, he's essential to Finn Balor Club. He's essential to Bray Wyatt. So he is necessary. Blue. Blue has to be one of the easiest ones to get just because he's for free. Rollins NXT, check out the gameplay video on him. Very crucial for guys like like AJ Styles, acrobats in general. He's even very good for Alberto Del Rio as well. So definitely consider Rollins NXT going up. if not for just being a badass character, he's very useful in a lot of things, from feuds to verses to being a trainer. So definitely Rollins NXT for the blue. For your green, I just mentioned him. Alberto Del Rio is the green generated trainer. He is very great on your technicians, obviously. So certain things are common sense with some of these trainers. Like your blacks are going to go for your strikers, your blues are going to go for your acrobats, your greens, your techs, your purples, your tricksters, your reds, your powerhouses, your yellows, your showboats. It's not hard to put the people on the right class. I've seen so many people make some bad decisions. Like one of my members for the longest time, I don't know why he did this, but he had somebody he had Gold Dust or KO, Tech Gold Dust or Tech KO on Roman Reigns. And it was like, bruh, their green move damage, and Roman Reigns' powerhouse has no green moves whatsoever. Like, there was no point to that. And so, like, this is one of the reasons you need to talk to your faction base, man, because you could screw yourself and your faction up in a faction feud, all because you had the right trainers, but you had them on the wrong people, man. So, like, definitely want to be smart about that. So ADR is great for like Y2J. He's great for Stardust, definitely on Stardust. And to answer this question, trainers' abilities do not work towards themselves. So ADR isn't going to be generating more green gems. Bray Wyatt isn't going to be starting off with a full black move. It doesn't work like that. They work on other trainers, but the ability does not apply to that set trainer themselves. So don't want to burst your bubble, but I also want to make you aware. Next up, you got Purple, Bryan, Daniel Bryan. You got to buy him or you can pull him. Bryan is a great champion by himself, and he's very great. He makes Miz viable. Like, the irony about the whole thing that I love about the Miz and Daniel Bryan and Enzo and stuff is Miz has had heat with these guys on TV, like on the TV show. Like, I've heard so many YouTube stories about Miz and Daniel Bryan not even liking each other in real life, and then to see that they need each other in this game is kind of it's irony, it's karma, it's poetic justice. I don't know what you call it, but Daniel Bryan is vicious, man, very vicious. He makes a lot of man, Daniel Bryan makes UF Seth untouchable with Lawler. I feel Lawler and Bryan on UFCF. Oh God, man, you're just asking for freaking trouble. But he makes Miz great, and Miz is a great champion to have until you get a UFCF for somebody. So that's something to keep in mind. Daniel Bryan all day, Daniel Bryan all the way. That's three yeses, three times. Next up, Big John Studd, your red generator. Big John Studd is incredible, and I've pulled him and I used him in so many feuds when I was getting my stuff together, when I was like learning, and I still am learning. Um, he is slow. He is very slow. But if you learn how to play him and you get a good board, oh my God. There's been times where I three-star matches with Stud. Like, I had to clear the Lucha Dragons, and I had to use Stud because he was the only other powerhouse I had. He was my strongest powerhouse, and he came through so clutch that when I saw that gem drop, and I saw him grab Kalisto and do that heart punch, man, three-starred that, and I can move forward in the road, man. So Stud is great. He's, oh God, the ways you can use Stud, man. You can put him on Cass to generate more reds. You can put him on Reigns. You can put him on Bam Bam. You could put him on any powerhouse, obviously any freaking powerhouse. You can put him on HBK. You can put him on ABA Undertaker. You can put him on John Cena. Stud is another guy that just makes people good. He's a legend that I feel like there's certain people like in this game, just by name alone, you should know that they are going to be worth it. And Stud, a lot of people don't know who Stud is, but Stud is one of those guys. He's in the annals of WWE history. He's one of the first big guys. He had a look. He was great in the ring, and he delivered. And it was beautiful seeing some of his classic matches. And so John Studd was one of those dudes, like, to see him get the respect of, like, some people like he's slow. Yes, but they pay homage and pay respect to Stud, the man, as a trainer by making him one of the most valuable trainers in the game. Literally, Stud is one of the first people I was so happy to get because he changed everything for me. He really did. So, Stud for your red gems. Lastly, we got Showboat Ziggler. Showboat, man, Ziggler is good. And I feel like he's always going to be mid card guy in real life. And, that's what he wants. That's cool. But I feel like he could have had a better run in WWE, but he gets his deserves here. Man, he's great for Andre. He's great for Enzo. He's great for Cena. And he's Showboat, obviously. He's just dangerous, man. Dangerous. Like, all these guys make people very, very dangerous. Like, you might be missing an MP trainer, but you got the gem generator on there first, man. It's over for some people, especially like when you're able to do like choose moves and everything like that. It's over. It is over. Next up, blast gems. We got Rusev. Rusev Crush. Rusev is dangerous. He doesn't even, this is how dangerous blast gems are. He can only put so many set amount down. Like, I think the most you can get from him is either 4 or 5, and then the rest come from your move set. So blast gems can destroy a whole board if you put them down right. Like, you can put them like different designs. You can get unique with blast gems. There is a will, there is a way. People have tried it. I do it all the time. Blast gems can save you a lot. They do a lot of damage, and quite frankly, they can blow up the entire board and set up a brand new board. So having him on guys like Cass, having him on PH Brock Lesnar, having him on PH Reigns, Batista, people sleep on Batista, man, but Batista is dangerous just because I think sometimes the choose gems are good. Like, that's what makes Cass dangerous with Bray and Rusev on it. He gets to choose moves, so you get to choose where your blast gems go. But I also feel like guys who are randoms like Batista or Bray Wyatt, Striker, the randoms can help you out too because they place things in certain places that are just going to make something happen that you didn't see. Like, something you didn't expect to happen is going to happen because that one thing goes there and it just sets everything off. So Rusev definitely is a board changer, game changer. You need him at 3-star silver. And I've seen a lot of people lately using him in feuds. So he must have some type of worth. I've seen people run him with the red double green. So I think that might be his best move set. And that's another guy Steel could go on if you really like Rusev because it's Rusev Day. Maybe they make a Rusev Day a version of Rusev now. Maybe a Showboat. Possibly. I don't know. Next up, you got your botch gems. We got 2 botch gem trainers in here, okay? And now I know there's going to be some people that are going to be like, well, why do we got 2 of some and one of the other? Valuability, I don't know. To each his own. But for botch gems, you're going to have Arn Anderson, Double A Trickster, and Bret Hart, the Excellence Execution Technician. Both of these guys on Tech Gold Dust or Sheamus, it's game over, bruh. It's game over. You're not doing nothing to them. You're really not. It's like botch gems have changed the game. Like, defensively, botch gems have to be like, botch gems to me now are like the defensive blast gem. They change the game. They really do. Especially with how some people's move sets are set up, like with Arn Anderson and Ted Goldust. The more botch gems that are on the board, the more damage their finisher does. Then you got guys like Sheamus who would like turn around and like if you can't even escape the submission, those submission gems that don't get broken turn into more botch gems. So defensively, Double A and Hart are great, great defensive players, great defensive trainers to equip. Silence gems. Now, silence gems are also very, very good, but you have to have the right trainer for them, and that is Ambrose the Shield. I have my Ambrose the Shield on my guy KO, the new face of America, my first 3-star silver ever. So more than likely, he's going to be my first 3-star gold because I probably be holding on to him longer than I'll have a chance of getting UFSF. So need that for feuds. But Ambrose is great at generating more silence gems on the board. And I'm really, I think silent gems, like one or the other. It's very difficult to explain. I think I can't recall which one does which, and I'm sorry for that because sometimes to find the definitions for each gem is different. I think botch gems you put more down, they clutch, they can get their color, but they don't do damage to you. So they can connect the color and they get they can get their color like for their move set, but it doesn't do damage to you. Whereas I think silence gems, I think when they do that, I think you get damage, but they do not get MP. So that's how it goes. Those are very essential, and I'm glad I got that, and I had the brain fart here. Botch gems, they get their MP, but they don't do damage with their connections. Silence gems, they do damage, no MP. So gives you a better chance at staying in and getting the fight, winning the fight by just literally either receiving no damage, like filling up the board and having no damage whatsoever, very little damage, and then taking damage but not getting hit with a finisher. I think both of those are very handy if you're going up against guys with choose gems. You're going to need it because if they choose the gem, even if they choose it, that gem's still going to be botched or silenced. So it helps you out. Next up, we got power gems. Now, Triple H, the Authority, a lot of people are iffy about him. Triple H, the Authority, makes Goldust Striker a king, a farming king. He generates botch gems, and I'm not botch gems, power gems, which allow you to add more attack. So with Striker Goldust, he needs power gems, and he destroys power gems. By putting Triple H on Striker Goldust, he generates more power gems. You choose loot boxes as the power gems. Then equipped with Devon Dudley, who destroys power gems, you're able to farm. So just dropping that knowledge on you. Striker Goldust is the striker farmer, whereas $1 Million Man is technician. He's the farmer god. We got you. You have freaking IRS for the trickster farmer. You got Enzo for the showboat farmer, and you have freaking Kalisto as your acrobat. Now, when it comes to powerhouses, Powerhouse probably would have to, I'd say maybe Cass, possibly Cass or Reigns. It has to be one of those two, or just because you can choose, like you can choose and destroy the blast gem, so you could collect a bunch of of loot gems all at once. But with Triple H authority on Goldust Striker, it basically changes the game. Some people don't like Goldust, but I'm a fan of Goldust, so I'm 3-starring both of my Goldusts. I just did my Striker, and I am going to do a video to prove its farming worth. So after that, we got Color Turn. Color Turn are for AJ. Now these things are crazy as hell because they change each gem changes to another gem. So this could literally set up like let's say you put them down, then you'd make a gem connection. Then your opponent goes and takes a turn. Nothing happens. Then it goes back to your turn. Those gems change to another color and then cascade. Color gems are very vital. All honesty, I think with AJ Styles on either Woods or Kofi Kingston makes them very good fighters. Makes them very great. Makes them very valuable champions. So obviously it's difficult as hell to get AJ Styles, so not everyone's going to have him, but it's good to know that he is there. Next up, loot. Loot. IRS is your loot generator. Okay. Now IRS obviously was built to be equipped the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, who was obviously his tag team partner and confidant in real life. So it only makes sense that certain people will only need certain things, just like how we have with the different gem generates. But once you have DiBiase, man, and you have IRS on him, and you put Luger on him, it is done. Because Luger gives you a maxed out, gives you 200% more chance of running into to loot gems on the board. IRS generates more loot gems on the board. So by having Luger make more loot gems drop, IRS generates more loot gems, and DiBiase being the man that he is, being able to connect all those loot gems, you basically get max loot every single time. So that is something great in that alone. But IRS is also a solid champion as well, and also he's a good requirement for new generation. So pick your spots. Followed by that, we got Mr. Wonderful, another guy who's pay to play. You have to spend $9.99 to get him, but a lot of people don't like him. I feel he's a great champion to get you started. And if you got stuff laying around once you've three-starred that three-starred that Doink or that Stardust or that ADR, that Perfect, I don't see nothing wrong with going ahead and taking him up to 3-star just out of respect since you bought him. Like that's just me personally. But he's very great for guys like Undertaker, Lunatic Fringe, Ambrose, uh, Dude Love, guys like that. Like immobile gems can mess you up because you can have a gem set up that you're like, I'm going to pull that. And then next thing you know, they lay those things down and you can't even touch it. So immobile gems are good. Next up, reinforced gems. Now, Andre is a monster with this. There's a lot of guys with reinforced gems. Basically, reinforced gems basically allow you to cycle gems. So you get a reinforced gem, you choose 3 yellows, you make that match, and then they'll like either one will be destroyed or all of them will like one will be destroyed, like the one that wasn't marked, or all three will remain, and then a beta or like something like that. And basically allows you to basically use your gems over and over so you can get your moves quicker. He's very great on Andre's very great on guys like Diesel. Diesel becomes very valuable with Andre and HBK on him. Another guy that benefits from this would have to be probably Randy Orton Viper. Viper definitely benefits from having Andre on him, and Big E's another guy that has reinforced gems. Cena's another guy that has reinforced gems. So that's always cool to have, especially with them being like the showboats, and showboats like they're able to get their moves quicker and stuff, but at the same time they suck at pins. This helps with reinforced gems, allowing them to keep going back until they can finish off somebody and hopefully not get pinned beforehand. Next up, multiply gems. Sin Cara, the tag partner of Kalisto. Putting Sin Cara on Kalisto is just match made in heaven. Kalisto becomes unstoppable with his farming ability. You can also put him on guys like Seth Rollins NXT or Daniel Bryan. He's very, very good, very needed. He's very necessary, especially if you're going through feuds and blitzes, man. That extra damage can take you far. Followed up, we got The Rock as the heel gem trainer. This guy is necessary for Enzo. Enzo. If you don't have Enzo, then maybe Mankind. And if you don't got Mankind, maybe Sami Zayn. Mankind and Sami Zayn are two guys that I feel like they get shat on all the damn time. But I feel, man, I got my ass whooped by a Mankind one time that was a 3-star, and he destroyed my Kevin Owens 3-star silver, and I'll never forget that. So to those who have 3-star Mankind, I see you because y'all know, y'all knew something. I knew, regardless of what everyone else says, y'all knew something I didn't know. But Rock as Showboat, definitely great trainer for Enzo. Great trainer for Enzo. Great trainer for Mankind, Sami Zayn. Anybody with heel gems needs the Rock Showboat. Finally, we got Trap Gems. That was the latest as far as I had gotten, and that is none other than Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja. That is the dude. I really want him just because I fuck with Jinder, just because everybody did expect him to win anything, and like to see that kind of transformation, it came so out of left field that it was natural. That you couldn't be mad at. Like it was like you could hate on him, but at the same time it was like, okay, y'all are tired of Cena, but you say y'all want somebody new, you get somebody new, and then y'all, I don't know, we're humans, we're complicated, we're contradictive, hypocritical at times, but teach his own. Don't hinder the gender, man. He will help you. Tom Brady learned that the hard way, but he's very good for like Hitman, Bret Hart, who's a decent trickster, and he's also pretty good. I'd say he's very viable for guys who have or Razor Ramon or Trickster Bray. So he's one of those, he's a rare, he's an exclusive because he's different. He's just different because trap gems are different. Trap gems are still pretty new, so you're not seeing that many people rolling around with trap gems. So that's what kind of makes him a rarity to these. Finally, we have our gem destroy gems. Gem destroy gems obviously destroy gems. So certain finishers destroy certain colors. So these are the guys that you would use. So for your to destroy black gems, Braun Strowman PH. He goes great on guys like Architect Seth and Bray Wyatt. Kofi Kingston goes great on guys like he destroys blue. He just helps out guys like RVD and Seth Rollins NXT. Cesaro destroying more green helps out guys like Stardust and Y2J. Harper helps out guys like Harper with destroying more purple. He would help out guys like who would he help? I think he would help out. He would help out Doink. He would help out Doink definitely, possibly. Not. I think he does help out Doink. He possibly could help out. But one person I know he does help out for sure would have to be Jerry the King Lawler. I know for certain he does that. Barrett destroys Reds. This comes in handy with Roman Reigns. He makes Roman Reigns very dangerous with getting his moves quicker. DDP, it's me. It's me. DDP. Showboat. He does none other than the yellow. So this comes great for when you're running Andre with that, that jawbreaker. Yeah, yeah, really. I highly recommend that so you can get your moves and do that submission and do it for like five turns and even if you got zombie Brock there for shits and giggles, I'm just throwing it out there. Just saying, he would hurt people. Just a thought. Just a thought. Actually, I think it would be Showboat AJ. It's either Showboat AJ or Showboat. No, I think it is Showboat AJ or Showboat AJ Zombie or Zombie Brock that allow for the extension of a submission move. But yeah, having that DDP, man. Yep, that's all I can say on that one because you might not use him, but guess what? You need him for the road, and he's a great trainer. The irony. When it comes to botch gems, we got Mark Henry. All honesty, I don't think anyone's really invested in Mark Henry anymore. Now that we have lived and learned and crashed and burned, I only really touch him just for events if I'm that desperate. But yeah, he destroys botch gems. Next up, you got Miz. Miz destroys silence gems. Now this is one that's interesting because I do not know. I have not come across a champion. I haven't come across a champion yet that destroys silence gems. So I need, if y'all know, please leave it in the comment who it is because I've been sitting on this Miz and if I can be using him, I want to, but I don't know. I just don't know. Followed by that, we got Devon. Like I said earlier, Devon with Triple H on Striker Goldust equals farming god Goldust, yo. So that's one way to look at it. If you want to do Devon, if you got Striker Goldust, you got all three of them, and you already got your Bray over 3-star, and you don't got Balor or Nakamura or Corbin, just take Goldust up if just for the farming purposes, man. And just put Devon and Triple H authority on them. It is done deal. And mobile gems are for Ambrose. Really? I'm not too sure which one this is. I think this is meant to be Technician Ambrose. Yeah, that has to be Technician Ambrose because Striker Ambrose does the black move damage. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I made a fault on that one, guys. I'm sorry about that. Ambrose NXT destroys Immobile Gems. So here's another thing that's cool. That's another thing to throw out there, just because a lot of people don't use these guys. If you put Mr. Wonderful and NXT Ambrose on the Last Outlaw Undertaker, another farming alternative because Undertaker's move destroys Immobile Gems. You generate more with Wonderful, and you destroy more with Ambrose. You get to choose those Immobile Gems, meaning you get to choose loot gems. So there you go, another farming option. I literally farming options right now through just by going through this list are $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, IRS, Kalisto, Enzo, um, any powerhouse that has a blast gem, but more specifically, Cass. Then you got Goldust, Striker, and you have now Striker, Undertaker. So if for those who felt like they got gypped out of their $9.99 or their $4.99 for getting Undertaker, there you go. There's your gift. You can make him a farmer, a low tier farmer. uh, Next up, you got multiply gems: Kane, Striker, and Ryback. This is the only time that these two guys are actually even worth anything, and that's only if they're on like Kalisto. So you know that's your answer for that one. Definitely, definitely. That's basically it. Other than that, I wouldn't even touch either one of them. I was able to get a fuse up from the anniversary, so from Kane, so I'm cool with that. But aside from that, I ain't working on him. Heal gems, vital to Enzo. You need Rock, Showboat, and Roman Reigns NXT on Enzo to be a farming god and just to be the immortal Enzo, because Roman Reigns NXT destroys heal gems, whereas Rock, Showboat generates them. Next up, you got protect gems. Protect gems are vital. But again, this is a situation where I don't know who this would go on, because Bubba Ray is a very solid champion, and that's why he is the protect gem guy. But at the same time, I don't have any. I think maybe he would go on Booker T, Harlem Heat. I'm not even sure about that one. Just because he's the protect gem god, so I'm really aloof on that one. If y'all know who Bubba Ray's supposed to go on, by all means, tell me. Uh, Next up and lastly, we have the color turn. The color turn gems. Color turn gems are basically like the gems I said earlier. They change into different colors. They can set up the board for you. It can work against you. It can work for you, depending. But this goes hand in hand in what I said prior as well. If you put AJ Styles and Neville, who is the color turn gem trainer, you put both of those guys on Kofi Kingston or Xavier Woods, it's a done deal. They become like another level. I'm not saying they're going to be god level, but I'm saying it's going to be another level of gaming, just because you're able to get so many out and you're also able to destroy so many. So it definitely will change the board up for sure, and it could definitely work in your favor. So why not? That's just a thought. So that's basically really it for this video. We're going to run through them again. Your move point trainers, which basically help you get your moves off quicker. Your black move point trainer is with Striker Wyatt. Your blue is Jerry the King Lawler. Trickster. Your green is Trickster George the Animal Steel. Your purple is Trickster Xavier Woods the New Day. The red is none other than Sting the Icon Striker. And then your yellow is going to be Certified G Enzo Amore Showboat. Then for your gem generator trainers, the guys that are going to be putting more gems on the board so you can get your finisher off and do more damage, are for the black, Titus O'Neil Powerhouse. For the blue, Acrobat Seth Rollins NXT. Green, Technician Alberto Del Rio. Purple is Acrobat Daniel Bryan. Red is Powerhouse Big John Studd. Yellow is Showboat Dolph Ziggler. Blast gems are going to be your Powerhouse Rusev. Your botch gems are both Trickster Arn Anderson and Technician Bret Hart. Excellence Execution. For your silence gems, you're going to need Ambrose the Shield, Trickster. For your power gems, you're going to need Striker Triple H the Authority. That's the one in the suit. Then for your color turn gems, you're going to need AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, Acrobat. For your loot gems, you're going to need IRS. For Trickster class. Then for your mobile gems, you're going to need Technician Wonderful. You have to pay for him, just like you'd have to pay for Brian, unless you pull him for free. But Wonderful is always going to be pay to play. Uh, Reinforced gems, Andre, Showboat, definitely worth it. For your multiply gems, it's going to be Sin Cara Acrobat. For your heal gems, it's going to be Showboat Rock, the People's Champ. And for your trap gems, it's going to be Trickster Jinder Mahal, modern day Maharaja. And then lastly, we have our Gem Destroy. For the black gems, you're going to need Powerhouse Strowman. For your blue, you're going to need Acrobat Kofi Kingston. For your green, you're going to need Technician Cesaro. For your purple, you're going to need Powerhouse Luke Harper, the Prodigal Son. For your reds, you're going to need King Barrett, Wade Barrett. For your yellows, you're going to need none other than Showboat, Diamond Dallas Page, DDP. Botch gems are going to be the world's strongest man, Mark Henry Powerhouse. Silence gems are going to be Miz, Trickster. For power gems, it's going to be Devon Dudley, Striker. Mobile gems are Ambrose, Dean Ambrose, NXT. Multiply gems are both Striker Kane and Ryback Powerhouse. Heal gems are going to be Striker Roman Reigns, NXT. Protect gems are going to be Showboat Bubba Ray. And finally, color turn gems are none other than Neville Acrobat. I hope that you found this video useful. I'm sorry that it was long-winded. I tried to cover as much as I could. I had a couple brain farts because it's still pretty early in the morning, but I wanted to get this out to help everybody out on core trainers that you need. Now, there's other trainers there's other trainers that we'll get into later on. Guys who allow you to receive less damage, guys that allow you to do more gem damage or move damage, so on and so forth. We will cover those in a future date. But that was what I felt that you needed. These are the trainers that you need. You need your move point trainers to get your moves off. You need your gem generator trainers to get more gems on the board so you can get your moves. And then you need your gem destroy trainers to basically dish out more damage before taking somebody out or getting the win just off of that alone. So that's basically me. Thank you all again for having the patience to bear with me and watch this video. Please like this video if you find it useful. Subscribe and turn on the notifications. And that is basically it. I thank you so much for spending time with me right here. But this was the first part of our champions guide based on trainers. So look forward to more content. And I am Zeke410, A-Lock Kingdom for life. And I appreciate you all. Thank you to those who have subscribed. Look forward to more. There's the best is yet to come.